I want to speak to Danny, another Villa fan. Danny, good evening. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Danny.
Hello, guys. You all right?
All right,
Good,
Danny
yeah.
boy. Where did you watch the game?
Well, I was at home, and I've got a season to get Aston Villa first since 1997, so I've been there. Been going for a long time.
Yeah.
Loads of ups and downs, but at the moment, tonight was a historic occasion for us. Obviously, it was a difficult result, but everyone's talking about the goal at the very end.
Yep.
For me, if it stayed 2-1, PSG would have thought, right, we're going to smash them next week. Well, we absolutely dominated them today. The 3-1, there's a mentality change. They might feel like, they're celebrating already. Maybe the 3-1 might make them take the foot off the gas. It might play into our hands. There might be a mentality change. What do you guys think?
I like your thinking. That is as positive thinking as you can possibly get. I'd rather lose 3-1 than 2-1.
Well, it's
I know what you're saying, though.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if it's 2-1, they might feel, really, we could have lost 7-0 tonight. It wasn't. Well, we played okay. We did our job. And you were talking earlier about Marcus Rashford. I totally agree with Cundy that that was the role he was given to play today. It was kind of like a thankless task up front. Just keep running around and try to make something happen. Don't waste your energy. That's what Rashford played the way that he did. But I feel next week, I think Ollie Watkins will start next week. I feel.
So, Danny, here's what I think you're trying to say. That it's a good thing you conceded that goal at the end. Therefore, PSG might go into it feeling the tie is over. Therefore, giving you a bit more of a chance.
Exactly that. I remember years ago,
big call that one in the quarterfinals.
No, honestly, I know I'm probably going to have a lot of people laughing.
No, I hear. I'm only messing.
There is definitely a mentality change, 100%. You seen them at the end. They were celebrating, popping champagne. Remind me of AC Milan going 3-0 up against Liverpool in Istanbul. There was this feeling that, let's change mentality now. Maybe 2-0, AC Milan wouldn't have put the foot off the gas as much as they did. But I'm trying to be positive. I'm a massive Aston Villa fan. I didn't go today, but I feel it's all come and it isn't over, in my opinion.
What are you saying? It's like Arsenal, Jace. Like Arsenal are 3-0 up.
So you think Real Madrid, thank God they scored the third goal. Now we can go at them. Really playing only one way.
Well, what he's trying to say is if the Arsenal game, if Arsenal had won 2-0, then Arsenal would have still thought, 2-0's not a big lead really. They can easy. But at 3-0, Arsenal might think we're through.
That rhetoric will not continue. There's no way.
No, that's what he's trying to say. But that's as positive as they get.
Well, fair enough. We'll find out, won't we? Next Tuesday evening. At Villa Park, it's a 3-1 deficit. PSG are the best side I've seen. But they are more of a team now as a unit than they certainly were when I see with Mbappe, Neymar, and Messi.
What's the secret of football, James?
That team, that combination of those three up top was nothing but pure talent, obviously, but no one was prepared to put in the hard
But what's
graft.
the secret of football?
There's no I in team.
The secret of football is to sign good players and get them to work hard. That's the most important bit. Getting a load of good players to work hard. Yeah. And all row in the right direction.
Well, do you know what?
That team's smothery.
Yeah, they are at the moment. I've put a call out for Gooners, anyone listening to this, still celebrating, no doubt, but it looks like you're going to be playing PSG in the semi-finals. I think this PSG side are the best side in the tournament right now. Having said that, Barcelona tonight is wow. Dortmund are struggling.
What about Milan?
Don't write them off, mate. To go to Munich and win 2-1.
Conte.
That's a hell of a. It's a hell of a result, that, mate. Hell of a result, that. Let's go and speak to a gooner. Market Wayne has dialed 03717223344. Market Wayne.
Hi, Wayne. Boys. How are you? You all right?
You all right?
Market Wayne. Why'd you call you that? Market Wayne.
It's Cundy's nickname for me. I travel around with a food market, so I work nights looking after it overnight. So it gets me calling sports bar all the time.
You're a security, aren't you?
Security guard,
Security on the market.
Yeah, so they trade during the day and I look after it overnight.
Yeah, he eats all the food.
People's fighting over apples and oranges.
Market Wayne pretends he's security, goes in, nicks a couple of sausage rolls. Go on, Wayne, what do you want to say?
They look after us, mate. They give it us for nothing, so...
Go on, what do you want to say?
Right. Basically, I know a lot of people aren't going to agree, but if we do get through Arsenal, I would prefer to play PSG. And I know a lot of people aren't going to agree, but
tell me why. Try and.
Yeah. Okay. Emery, for one, has got Arsenal's number. I hate playing Villa since Emery's gone there, and they have got a lot of results against us. PSG. they're a team that play in a league where they're used to having the ball. And that was what was wrong with Real Madrid the other night. We kept the ball, and they're not used to not having the ball. And with us already beating them once this year, it's going to be in their heads. So I think PSG for Arsenal is going to be the better tie.
Yeah, I mean, myself and Jason, we were talking earlier about how well Saka played, and Bellingham played on the left, and he didn't really go back and help the fullback.
No. Alba was left 1v1.
Yeah.
And that was, I
think PSG was the same. That's why we got the 2-0 victory over them. They're so used to having like 80% possession in their leagues, and then when they come up against a team that they then got to change their game for, they're not used to it.
I don't think that PSG side that you're talking about exists right now. I think we're talking about a completely different team. I remember that game, and I've got to say, I've watched them. You say they're about, well, I saw them home and away against Liverpool. They're by far the better side in both legs. I've seen the game tonight.
40 shots.
This is not. Do not confuse yourself with the 2-0 victory against PSG.
No, I'm not.
I'd be very wary. And you mentioned there, about not seeing the ball. Liverpool couldn't get near it.
Yeah, they are a very, very good team, but I do believe Emery's got Arsenal's number. Mm. And over 2 legs, I don't think we would go through past Villa. And that's my personal opinion. They've absolutely, because they'll sit behind the ball, they will let us have all the possession we want, and then they'll go up the other end, and that's where they get their goals against us.
Do you know what? I was probably like you. Before the last goal went in there, I actually thought to myself as we were leaving the room, because it was still 2-1.
We're down in the bunker now.
Villa are going through.
I felt Villa, I
was thinking they're going to get them to Villa Park, 2-1. They'll go through.
They still might. I mean, I've not written Villa off yet.
I'm not written them off. No, but
I've seen too many Champions League games for that comebacks.
I've got to run, boys. So you have a good evening. Take it easy.
Okay, we're boring you, were we?
No, I'm at work at the moment.
Sorry, talking. You're on the line.
I'm at work.
Go on, you phoned us. Brady.
Yes, I know, but I got my point across.
All right,
thank you very much. All right, boys. You have a great
evening. That's enough of our trivia.
That's enough. I've had enough of you boys chatting. I've got to go work.
Great. At that time, Jason Cundy.
Great, thank you very much, bud. 03717223344. Speak to Villa Craig. Who's dialed that number right? Villa Craig.
Hi, Craig.
How you doing? You're all
right, Craigie.
Good. Well, good.
I reckon tonight was a fantastic result.
No, it's not. It's not. Craig, come on.
No, we've come so far.
Craig, don't be silly.
I reckon the top 4, top 5 is the main target.
Craig, come on. It's not a fantastic result.
It is away at Paris.
No, it's not. It was not a fantastic result.
For what they were trying to do, they executed the plan well.
Sorry, but the
result was bad.
I've got to get Craig to change this terminology. Yeah. Craig, it wasn't. You think that's fantastic?
Yes, I do. I reckon that is.
Why is it fantastic?
Because at the end of the day, this is PSG. We're new to the Champions League, if you know what I mean. Because we won it when I was born, which I didn't get to see in 1992.
I know all of that is true. It's not a fantastic result.
It is.
How?
2-1 would have been a fantastic result.
Let me ask you this. If 3-1's a fantastic result, what would 2-1 have been?
A result.
Yeah, if you've used the word to describe it as fantastic, what would a 2-1 defeat would have been?
Fantastic.
What about 1-1?
Fantastic.
What about 1-0 victory?
Oh, the 1-0 victory.
If you had 1-0, what would that have been?
Unbelievable.
You can't throw fantastic in again.
Okay, then. That would have been a good result.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, they come to Villa Park. But at the end of I would say, listen, we've come this far, and I'm so proud of my team, absolute proud, Rolls. But at the end of the day, I'd say top 5 and 4th is what we should go for. And the FA Cup, go all the way, because I know sooner or later, the Champions League, we've come so far and we've done so good.
But you're not out of the Champions League yet.
Well, like you just said, we're not out of it, but at the end of the day, I'm saying that my prediction is 5th and 4th would be fantastic. We've got to play teams around us. Fantastic. Rolls.
Craig, have you been a fantastic caller?
First time caller.
Fantastically positive.
Make sure you phone us again.
Craig.
Oh, anytime.
Up the Villa.
Up the Villa.
Up the Villa. Can we change his names to Fantastic Craig? It's not. Look, I don't quite get what he's trying to say. I think he's.
Yeah, basically, right.
1-1 would have been a fantastic result.
All my friends who are Villa fans who are on my phone.
Yeah. Have anyone said it's a fantastic result?
No, they've all gone, that's a killer blow.
Yeah, killer blow.
That 3-1 is a killer blow. 2-1 was great.
Great. 1-1 would have been fantastic.
Yeah, 1-1 would have been unbelievable.
I've gone fantastic.
No, 1-1. Unbelievable.
Where do you stick fantastic in?
Fantastic result would be 2-1.
Right. Okay. So
unbelievable.
He's only 1 goal away from it.
The Sports Bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Monday to Thursday nights from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.